Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to Legends of Astravia, a turn-based JRPG where we take the role of, in this case, Oliver, but of course you can name them whatever you would like. Unfortunately, Oliver here has a bit of amnesia, and after reading some journal entries, figures out that he was spending some time in a nearby swamp, so he decides to take an adventure and runs into, apparently, an old friend, Azel, and they run into a bit of some trouble. They're looking for an Astri. An Astri is an old remnant of an old Cataclysm that is the source of quite strong magic, and along the way, there's some trouble to be found. Now, that trouble will lead us into some battles. We'll end up doing some puzzles, kind of dungeon crawling, kind of like Legend of Zelda dungeon puzzles, as well as a battle system that is turn-based, but also real-time, kind of interesting. It took me a little bit to kind of understand what was fully going on, but it's got some cool things going for it. Got some nice pixel art, and overall, it's a decent experience. It's about an hour-long demo, and the game is planning on coming out in early access at some point this year. So with that all said, go ahead, grab a drink, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and jump into some Legends of Astravia. Of course, if you do want to check it out for yourself, link will be down below in the description. But for now, throwing it off to my past self. There was no preventing this. There was no preventing this. I repeat the words to myself, hoping they may ring true. I do not know if they ever will. Sure, we can be Oliver. Why not? That's the default name. That's the canon name of the character. I'm assuming we're going to go with that. It's kind of like changing the name of like Red or Blue. It's like, God, are you really going to do that? Alrighty. It's been a little while since I've jumped into a traditional JRPG battle style. Very excited to get around to play one, even if it's only for, maybe an hour or so. Move around. Okay, the game definitely suggested like playing with controller, and so we're gonna do what the game suggests. So we're in some kind of ice cave. Ice cave? Ice castle. What the frick? Alright, well, I guess we're going through the door. Oh, heck no. This is, what is this? Is this a Saw 4 reference? Oh boy. In my reverie, I dream of green pastures and healthy crops. War is forgotten, food is abundant, the air is rich with gaiety. And yet, when I wake, I see a world shrouded in darkness, the death of nature, the wrath of men, a fate of my own making. But there was no preventing this. There is no preventing this. Am I right, gentle one? I am a furious coward. I have failed the land, and I have failed him. What in the frick? I'm crestfallen, and so the mantle passes on to you. Accept this fate, gentle one. For the future of Astravia. Oh, it was only a dream. Okay, no worries. I don't have to worry about that ever again. Alrighty. So, we literally get thrown out of bed. That temple in the swamp. I need to go back. Temple in the swamp, brother. Did you see that was covered in ice, my dude? The last few entries in your journal that you left out on the table. Read them. You left them out, so they can't be that interesting. I'm kidding. Let's read them. Entry 1. Weather, cloudy, cool, feeling unsure. Lena suggests I keep a journal since amnesia can sometimes affect new memories too, so I guess I'll start writing some entries. It's been a couple of days since I woke up in the Morden Forest. The Herrefelds have been really hospitable, giving me a place to sleep and recover after my encounter with those strange knights. Baldric insists on teaching me how to use a sword, but Lena won't have any of that until my wounds have healed more. It's nice here. I enjoy helping tend to the goats and learning more of the village's history, but I hope I'll be well enough to set off on my own soon. See more of the world and learn about my past. Huh. Okay. Entry 2. Oh, it's sunny and warm, feeling hopeful. So much happened today. I don't know where to begin. I suppose the most important is Bertrude, the goat. With the supplies I gathered and Lena's medicinal skills, we were able to get her out to eat again. I'm so relieved. But when I was getting the last ingredient in the farm north of here, I met someone, another mystician. Mystician? Like me. His name was Azel. He had long hair, wore decorated robes, and seemed well kept. It was surprising to meet someone like that in Morden. He was traveling through the area and checked on me after I passed out, probably a little lightheaded from the heat. We talked for a while before parting ways. The topic of Anatas came up. It's a city pretty far east of here, and is where most of the mysticians in Astravia reside. Azel came from there to investigate something in Morden Swamp. I think I should travel there. If there are other mysticians, maybe it will help me find some answers about my current state. I remember Serena saying she wanted to travel east of Valika soon, and already offered to have me travel with her, but I also want to know more of Azel's story. I hope that by chance we can meet again. After that, I made my way back to the village, through Morden Swamp, temple with an unusual symptom, the Knight's Cave, Serena. Oh, so is Serena the one... Huh, is she the one chained up? Oh, I found some monies. Okay, so there is reason to be looking around. Good to know. Nice way to tell the player that, hey, there is going to be stuff hidden around here. Can I pick up... Oh, okay. It would be best not to wake the Hammerfelds. Ah, okay. So we have save points. I found an apple. I found another apple. More silver. Only it's a weird place to save your money, but okay. The goat is sound asleep. Don't worry, Burchard. I won't be gone for long. Oh, and we have our inventory, equipment, simple sword. All right, we'll take a look at that a little bit later. It's locked. Okay, nothing to go in here. So we're probably on a bit of a linear pathway here to start. That's also locked. Any free stuff up here? Nothing interesting. Plant poison and 10 silver. We're just robbing people blind. All right. Well, I suppose I probably need to go across that bridge, but, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Oh, can I jump? Oh, okay. So we just run over. Okay, we hit A to jump. You find a beetroot. Someone really wanted to keep that beetroot protected. Okay, and you can just hold A to run a little bit faster. What do we got here? You're up late. Need anything? Are you going to sell me clothes? Bandages, goat's cheese, or bottled milk? Well, I don't think I need any of that, so... We're going to take off, Jan. It's a bit late for you to have your shop open. It's a little weird. I'm suspicious of you. I don't know why, but, you know... Everyone else is sleeping, and you're running a midnight shop here. It's probably a front for something. Oh, a Morden mushroom. Another save point already. All right, well, I'll take you up on this offer. So many mushrooms. What do the mushrooms do? They do anything special? Morden mushroom. Recovers 25 life energy and 25 mystic energy, but it can't be used in battle. All right. Actually, none of these can be used in battle. Okay, interesting. Removes bound status. Well, that can be. Plus 5 aptitude permanently. Well, what is aptitude? Is that something that maybe... Aptitude. Ability, charge speed, and physical type damage. Huh. Okay. It's probably something I'm going to want to put on Oliver here, since he does use a sword. Got another shroomy boy up here. Oh, interesting. There's a bit of a mirroring type thing going on with the enemies. You know, they're only moving when we move. Lots of mushrooms. You find a basic life potion. Man, the water is like super dark blue colored. It's almost more purple than it is blue. Oh, that's a mushroom. God dang it, he caught me. All right, let's figure out this battle system. Maybe I should try to recount some of the techniques Baldur taught me. Review training. Better safe than sorry. I probably should get ahead of this thing and attack, since it certainly isn't going to wait for me. Down, then confirm. Oh, so there's a bit of... Okay, Oliver, focus. You're committed to this action now. Baldur did say, even with limited time, I really shouldn't rush. Hastily making a poor choice will cost me more than carefully deciding what to do, though there's always at least some time to collect my thoughts. Oh, yeah, duh, because I can just pause the game. So once I make... Okay, so once I make a decision, it doesn't look like I can go back. But what I want to see is if my choice comes up and I haven't selected anything, does it pause the game? Maybe I should take some time to assess before rushing to attack again, plan a different strat. Yeah, see, this is what I want to do. I want to see what happens if I wait. Okay, it looks like it's going to attack me. I should get into a defensive stance and brace for its attack. I just have to remember that I can't attack and defend at the same time. Oh, interesting. And you just kind of hold it down. It's all coming back to me. I feel like I can really get into the flow of battle now. Right trigger to speed up. I have no problem finishing this. Yeah, so I want to speed this up. Oh, okay. So I've very actively... Interesting. So this is like a very active JRPG combat system. I mean, it's turn-based, right? So so basically I don't want to queue up an attack just yet. I want to defend. At least I can speed up the game. That's nice. I wonder how this is going to feel with multiple characters. There weren't monsters the last time I was here. It's a good thing I brought supplies from the village that I can use. Yeah, but we don't need those because I just beat them up. Oh, so let's go ahead and use... Let's see. So items... I wanted to use... Yeah, the beetroot. Alright, let's go. Let's beat this mushroom up. Oh no. Oh no, he's faster than me. Shit! God dang it. It's alright. We'll just fast forward here. Oh, yeah, so I have to like wait here. Interesting. So if I want to defend, there's going to be times where I need to kind of use turn meter, right, to slow it down a bit. Okay. Nice. I should probably take a look at what those other abilities are. A purple orb. Essence. I remember reading about these in a book I found at the village. Wind. Essence can be managed via the main menu. It's shared among all allies. Oh, the game's just doing what it wants to. When Essence is harnessed, you'll gain access to skills or effects. Well, why couldn't you keep that open, you dingus? Let's see. So, available slots. We have two. Okay, so we have 3 slots available. Essence that provides usable skills and abilities in battle. Only 4 unique types can be held at a time. Active. Max 4. Direct the wind with great might. So wind gives me access to breeze. Okay, cool. Cool. I suppose we'll figure that out in a little bit. In our next combat, you find a basic mystic potion. Okay, so I don't need to do that yet. So let's see here. Let's use breeze. Ah, shit, he outsped me. Frickin' A. God dang it. Mother. Alright, let's breeze him. Oh, that does some good damage. And then it's just items, but I can't use any of this, right? Because it's not in battle. Chop his head off. Nice. So let's go ahead, pop an item here. Actually, I don't even need to. I'm fine. I got plenty. I'm good. Okay, so it looks like I'm heading up this way. The camera just zoom in? Oh yeah, it just zoomed in a lot. I was gonna say everything looks way more pixeled now. So that's strange. Why did we zoom in? Okay. Let's fight it out with the slime boy. How fast are you? Not very fast. Oh god. Oh, I didn't even get time to pop my defend. How did he... Does he speed up in the prep phase? Oh, he does. Interesting. Okay, so some enemies, we're going to have to keep that in mind, that they might speed up in certain phases. Now, one thing I will say, so clearly the health system, I know this is not the origin of it, this is just the game that I know it from, is like Octopath Traveler style, right? Where you can't see the health of your enemies. I'm not personally a fan of that style. But it, you know, it's okay when you get used to it. The thing is, I haven't noticed yet any kind of indication like when an enemy is getting low. So when I played through Octopath Traveler, right, your enemies start just normal, and then when they get to like mid health, I think they start flashing yellow, and then when they're really low, they start flashing red. Just to give you an idea, it obviously doesn't give you, you know, exact like health values, but it at least gives you some kind of ballpark. I haven't noticed that yet, but to be fair, I also haven't really been looking for it. Let's use some of these mushrooms. These mushrooms. Oh wait, did I get a level up? Well, I must have gotten a level at some point. Now, is there anything that I actually have to level, or am I just getting stats? Because I didn't even catch the fact that I leveled up, so there wasn't a whole lot of pomp and circumstance if that was the case. Yeah, we zoomed back out. Interesting. Oh, we found some thyme, so we're gonna make some spices here. I didn't see anything over my head for that one, though. I'm gonna have to go all the way around. Or can I hop over this way? No, it doesn't look like these. Yeah, it doesn't look like these little islands I can jump on. Okay, so selecting between enemies is easy enough. I feel like I'm going to be blocking quite a bit here. You're going to defend. All right, well, let's go after the mushroom then. Oh, okay, so we're actually faster. So why were we faster than the slime there? Because I thought the slime got faster when he got to the prepare phase. Oh, I'm a dolt. No, there is a health bar. It's up on the very left side. I wasn't even looking up there. My bad. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it's not enemy-based. Maybe it's more stat-based. So maybe some enemies will be faster in prep phase. Actually, let's take a look at stats here. No, not equipment. You dingus. Status. There we go. So power. Base damage for standard attacks. Endurance. The capacity to block physical type attacks and abilities. Increase ability charge speed and physical take damage. Increases battle action speed and the likelihood of evasion and escape. Mysterious trait that gives the user advantage over random chance. Increases spell charge speed and mystic type damage. Capacity to... Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything there that affects what I thought it was going to affect. I feel like there... No, okay, I thought there might have been a hidden item over there. Suppose not, because other than that, there's no real reason to have the player go that way. Kind of like that. Huh, a blue chest, a strike essence. So we have... Oh, only 4 unique types may be held. Okay, I understand this now. What I was getting a little bit confused by was under Oliver, it says that there were 3 slots available, but under Active Essence, it said 4. So I was like, well, what is it? But after reading it, yeah. So you can have 4 unique types. Interesting. So on all your characters, you'll be able to split 4 different types, and then... So basically what I'm wondering is, like, if I put a second strike essence, because it says max 2, so I'm assuming then it would then give us, like, a stronger strike ability. So I'll have to figure out, like, what skills are good on, you know, what characters and all that. This is... Okay, we're gonna block here. I think they were gonna outpace me. Oh, and especially when we were gonna get crit. Okay, so let's use our dual strike. Oh, heckin' nice, dude. Okay, let's block. And then we're just gonna do some regular attacks. Build up our magic over time. So is it just... Is it just time-based when we get magic back? So that's one thing I haven't noticed. But to be fair, I didn't notice enemy health either. I'm looking for some kind of instance of when health comes back. Or, excuse me, when magic comes back. Nothing interesting and nothing over there. Okay, so let's make our way north. Oh, cutscene? That looks familiar. Okay, is there anything over here? Now you got me wanting to look for hidden items. Okay, let's go ahead and save here. Anything back here? I can get back here, so I'm thinking maybe... Oh! Hey, heckin' nice secret area. Nothing down there. There is a chest, though. Watch it be a mimic. Cloth gloves. Okay, well, let's take a look. No, that's going to be under equipment. Gloves. More focus. Okay, well, that would help with our breeze, I suppose. We'll just save again, just in case. I'm assuming if we die, it's going to bring us back here. I certainly don't intend on dying, but, you know, nobody does. Just double checking here. There's a crack here. Does that mean anything? No, I suppose there's a broken one, so it doesn't mean anything. I was just... Oh. You? What are you doing here? Azel. Well, earlier I had a vision and... I don't know. It felt like I should come back here. I was actually hoping to run into you again. Well, whatever the reason, you shouldn't be here. This ley line is in danger. What is it? Oh, god dang, he deflected that. Looks like they finally caught up. It is not safe here. Come with me. Naturally, so we go inside the creepy-looking building. Uh-huh. Uh... Yikes. The brilliant Azel. Always spoiling my fun. This is supposed to be an easy retrieval.
I wouldn't be too concerned with him. I doubt that he has the patience to deal with that one's amnesia for long. We should remain focused on the Astri.
The Astri is my focus, but I'm finding it so terribly difficult to remain easygoing knowing these two will get to it before we disarm this barrier spell. There's no other way. Follow me. Interesting. So one is masked and one is not. Hold on. Can't you explain what just happened out there? Or who those people were? Or what this place even is? Yeah, tell me about it. There's a chasm below us and we just went into a building. I don't have time to answer so many questions. But this place is a ley line. Well, the temple that sustains it, to be more precise. I have something I need to do, but first we must find you a safe way out of here. Wait, was Azel the one being chained up? No. I think is that Serena? Well, that's just based on the names we have. It could be none of those. Follow me and don't fall too far behind. Oh, hang on. Push puzzle. Very simplistic puzzle. If I remember correctly, the Astri chamber is beyond that door, and an exit should not be far from it. We'll need to find a way to the upper level. Will those other misdecisions? That is the hardest word to say. Misdecisions. Follow us? Do you think they're going to stand around outside and patiently wait for us to finish our business here? I expect it will not take the three of them long to break the seal I placed. And the more questions you delay us with, the sooner they'll catch up. Let's go. All right, so it looks like we have a little bit of like Legend of Zelda action going on here. So obviously I'm going to have to get up high to jump across those. Okay, so how does dual combat work here? It is definitely my first time. We don't have much time to spare, but I suppose I could explain a few things. With nothing but that dull sword and such a poor variety of essence, I'm sure your typical battle strategy is something like attack, wait, defend, over and over. Not wrong. Did I get that right? Well, now you have me, and I won't let you waste my time with such trivialities. Let me take the lead. Switch with the bumpers. It is more difficult to time things when there are several of us on the battlefield, but if you've been paying attention, waiting until you can see what your opponents are planning will help you choose the best action. If they are defending, attacking is nearly pointless, but spells and abilities can still break through, especially if the magic element is more effective. I have a proper assortment of spells. While casting tends to take longer, there's no doubting it will end the battle swiftly. Ah, okay. So maybe that's why the frog was going, the slime was going a bit slower? So let's go for... Let's go for a shock. On Killer B, you'll become more threatening to your enemies if you cast magic or hold a defensive stance. Some abilities in essence will make them more likely to attack you, so leverage this. Defending to draw attention away from me while I'm trying to focus on magic is a good strategy. That's the idea. So is that why I'm getting energy back? He didn't exactly come after me. Maybe it's not 100%. How do I know who could I see who they were targeting? Shoot, I'm not quite seeing immediately how to tell who they're targeting. They're A and B, but is A and B just That's probably just to identify them in case there's like two bees. Hang on, I'm gonna... Oh, defensive pose defends both of us. Okay. I'll be honest, there was a couple... Can I go through his memories? Well, no, I don't want to load. I honestly kind of want to go through that tutorial again. But I'm a dingus and just saved over it. All right. Well, you guys probably understand that. That one was a little bit... I want to run through that one again. Okay, so we can do this to break through here. Well, so I guess the idea is... Oh, okay, so I think what he was saying then, let me talk this through for a second. So if Azel is casting, that means that he can't defend, or vice versa, right? It means that the other person can't defend. So then what you do is if they're attacking, you pop your defensive stance, and then I guess it just increases the odds that they go after you. I'm assuming. I hope that's correct. That's kind of what I'm taking from it. Okay, so now, let's see. Slime is going to be casting, but you're just casting shield, so I don't really care about that too much. That being said, we can swap over here, go for a cast. We can go for a shock here. And it looks like the bee is pretty slow, so maybe we can actually kill it. Okay, good. And there's also no missed attacks. Right, so it's not like if the enemy... Oh, okay, there's a level up. It doesn't show you... I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. The fact that it doesn't show you the stats that you get, it just like... Don't, you leveled up. Like, I want to know what stats I get. Because let's take a look. If I go to our stats here... I'll be honest, like, I don't remember what they were before, so I don't know if these actually went up. But I feel like you should definitely, like, stat up screens are, like, pivotal in these games. That's a huge thing. Silver ring. What does this do? Life energy. Yes. Oh, and actually what I should do is I should swap over these cloth gloves. Why can't he? Oh, because his gear is set. Okay. So, I'm assuming I can't go this way, right? So I'm gonna have to break in here. Oh, we do have a mend, so I should probably mend. Then let's go on the offense. And we'll be able to block here. Oh, that was a hefty mend. Let's block both. Okay, so we're faster than both of these. Let's go ahead and dual strike. Dual strike here, and then we'll set up, we'll do a breeze over here. Oh god, A's a little bit faster. Nice, we actually got rid of A. Okay, we now need to use... let's see here. Swiftness. Let's do that. Mystic Energy... 25% plus 50. Okay, so let's do that here. And then the apple we can do on us. What did that just do? I don't know, but we got a bit of a push puzzle here. Oh, it's a reset. It's a reset. That's what it is. Okay, let's do a second save slot. Mushroom, mushroom. Oh, now we got 3 enemies? I don't know if we can tangle that. What do we got here? Let's go... Breeze, I suppose. What are we going to do? So we're going to block. Because we got a bunch of attacks coming at us. Okay, so how many attacks actually come out of us? Okay, so 2 out of 3 attacks came at Oliver. Okay, nice. We popped that real fast. We're just going to save some magic energy. There's a little bit of a delay there occasionally in combat, I've noticed. Let's see. I came from that direction, so let's take a look here. Okay. I just want to see what's down here now. Okay, so I probably need to go that way, which means that I'm going to go this way. And I can't walk on... Oh, maybe I'm... Oh, okay, I can hop over this way. Strikes all enemies with a flurry of advanced magic. Does that use all... Oh, it's an unleash ability. Oh! I didn't catch that. That there's a whole other resource. I never even realized that I triggered my attack. Well, that was strong. Okay, then. No, I gotta come down this way. Ah, I should have saved it. Okay. So let's use our unleash. And let's go ahead and just breeze. Oh, they were just defending. I could have just halted. hang on. I just screwed up this whole combat. This is a very interesting combat system to get my head around. Trying to figure out like when to defend, when to cast, when to attack. Okay, I need to heal up here. And that gives us a fork essence. Well, that's our third essence. Dude, what? Well, okay then. Just have all the abilities. I don't remember that room. It's not important. We can keep going. Let's go ahead and quick save here. Not quick save, but save quickly. I can't go that way. So let's go this way. I can't go that way. So let's go this way. Which at least gets me to a chest. Oh, a heal essence. We kind of already have that with Hazel, though. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and queue up a breeze. So does our speed, let's see, do we speed up when we solidify our action? It doesn't particularly seem like that's the case. Yeah, see, I just wish there was some kind of, like, more like, what am I getting when I level up? Okay, we're definitely getting stats, because luck was 9, from what I remember. Yeah, it's just, it's a little odd that, you know, we're not seeing the stats when we level up. That's kind of, you know, an important thing. Now, obviously, you know, you can argue, like, does it really matter? You know, like, does it matter that you know what stats went up versus just knowing they go up? But I think that's something that most players who play any kind of like JRPG, you know, they want to see the stats, the numbers go up. You know, I want to know, like, did I get a good level up there or did I get a bad level up there? Why can't I click on this? Oh, there we go. Okay, so there's a very specific spot I gotta be to click on that. What is going on? What's wrong? The layout of the temple seems wrong. It's been a long time since I was last here, but I'm starting to doubt we'll find the exit easily. Maybe we should just try and find that Astravia thing you were talking about instead. I suppose I have little choice but to continue my mission and protect you on the way. Your mission? I am here to secure the Astravia that powers this ley line and enhance the magical abilities of mysticians like you and me. Oh, so maybe that's what we were seeing in our dream. An Astravia? That's kind of chained up here and is like having magic siphoned out of him. The cloaked ones pursuing us are seeking to steal that power for themselves. If they succeed, the people of Astravia could see another great cataclysm. What? Cataclysm? Did something like that really happen? You don't know what that is? I really don't. Honestly, I don't remember anything prior to waking up in Morden Forest a few weeks ago. I don't sense our pursuers. I will use this moment to tell you the story passed down by the mysticians of that era. I feel like we could probably, you know, get going. We could walk and talk. Walk and talk. We're on a clock here. It was only a century ago that we were destined to die. Only a century ago? That's a pretty long amount of time. Fated to perish in the great cataclysm. We watched in terror as the ground quaked and split apart. We choked on the air as it burned with the certainty of death. And we begged the gods not to take our world away from us. In that dire moment, two mysticians appeared. Shadows extended beyond the horizon and obscuring the blaze. With their mystic gifts, they put an end to the destruction. And order returned to Astravia once more. Hailed as legends by those of us who survived, the first shadow had the power to manipulate nature, while the second could reverse its incurable blights. But one day the shadows vanished. Alright, I feel like we're tied into the music here, and the passage of time eroded their feats into myth. It's like, do we have this time to the music track? Because like we could get this going. We could get the move on. We could put wheels on this and just like breeze through it. You know, we got people out here trying to do the same thing that we are, and we're in here talking, and we're going at a molasses pace. The fragments of the Cataclysm and essence of the gifts, their Astravia, are all that remain of the Shadow's protection. Like, we don't need to fade out this long. We can... Yep, there we go. So, the Shadows made the Astravia, which are kind of like leftovers from the Great Cataclysm. Yes, if someone were to harness the power of even one of them, they would be unstoppable. I was sent by the Shadow's Order, an organization that protects ley lines such as this one, to stop the group we saw earlier. I see. Well, I can help you stop them. Well, you're kind of stuck with us. You're kind of stuck with it. You kind of force yourself into the situation. Let's continue. I feel like we should have been walking and talking the whole time. Oh, okay. Do we actually have a reasonable puzzle here? No, this one's also pretty easy. There's no tricks here. Shit! God damn it. Me and my fat mouth. God dang it. Oh, wait, no, I actually... Oh, okay. I see. So I do this, then I do this. Son of a bitch. There's no tricks here as I proceed to completely screw up the puzzle. There we go. Arcane Life Potion and Arcane Mystic Potion. I feel like this is telling me to save right here. So let's save right here. Is it boss time? Hard fight time? Empty room time. That's what we'd like to see. There's something wrong with this room too. This time, I was absolutely certain we passed through the correct door. I don't understand how it could have changed. Unless... They're already here. They got here while we were yip-yapping in the corridor.
Unless the door you passed through had a few modifications.
I can't believe it was that easy to fool the Order's most renowned member. Just swap a few doors and he's in a tizzy. It was a dirty trick, Decatur.
As if you play by the rules. Give it up, Azel. We already have the Terra Astri.
That's right. You've lost, dear. The Order has no chance, especially once we take him with us. Me? You... What could you possibly want with him? That's classified info. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have another Astray to go collect. I do hope you enjoyed my latest creation. I made it specially just for you. Good luck. Oh, boy. Oh. The ground is breaking. Petty Piranha's at the bottom. Actually, Petty Piranha didn't fall with us. Oh, it's a tree. Thanks for that. Azel? Ah, shit. I spoke too soon. Hey, I think we have a bigger problem here. That's right. Let's show Decatur how thankful we are for the gift he left for us. Wait, that's a guy? Looked like a woman. Looked like a woman. Oh, god dang. Okay, let's go ahead and go dual strikey on him. And then let's go ahead and let's try and freeze him. Oh, wait, hold up. He's going to use magic. So if he's using magic, magic goes through defenses. So there's really no sense for me to defend, right? Or is there? Well, let's try. Yeah, okay, so it still kind of goes through. What is this arrow? Oh god, he's coming after me. Oh frick, I didn't have enough time to actually block. Dual strike was way better. Let's see. Let's go for... Let's go for the shock. Nice! We got the stun. And then let's go for the... Let's go for frost. Nice crit! Way to go, buddy. Okay, so we're gonna defend up here. We gotta start defending and attacking. We're running out of manias. Actually, do we have any items that I can pop? Mystic potion. I thought it said we couldn't use that in combat. Actually, I can use mana now. Let's go for shock. Come attack me. God dang it. Yeah, I wonder if I just missed something in that tutorial about how blocking works when you're casting. Maybe he's just always going after Azel. Okay, so we got some Essence Shard. We got Earth. We got levels. Do I know what I got from the levels? No, I do not. What a horrific creature. I can't believe we managed to stop it. Something like that shouldn't exist. But with the Terra Astri, they could... Azel, wait! Nothing here. Nothing here. Alright. This must be the real Astri chamber. It's gone. Sorry for slowing you down. Maybe if I hadn't come back here, you could have prevented this from happening. No, what slowed us down was Azel here taking a time to give us an entire soliloquy in the middle of our mission. You did not slow us down. I suspect the asteroids taken long before we encountered them. Well, we just need to go to the next ley line to stop them, right? I'm sure together we can... No. I need to go to the next ley line alone. I can't let you get involved. But if I don't report this to the Order immediately and get to the next asteroid before those three do, the consequences will be dire. I understand. It's just... What did Decatur and his group want with me? I don't know who I am, Azel, but what if they do? And if that's the case, what if I'm already involved in their plans and just don't know it yet? Well, I don't know what it is they're planning. I do know that they will be expecting you to travel with me. It's safer for us to part ways. And historically speaking, I found I'm better off working alone. Well, I was planning to journey to Anatus, and I met some people at the village who may be willing to travel with me. Maybe that's where I'll find some answers. I think that's a fine plan. The city of missed decisions will be in a safe place for you. Will be a safe place for you. Will we meet again? I believe that we will. The Shadow's Order operates in Anatas. I will be sure to seek you out once you arrive. Perhaps we can even address your memory with the Order's more advanced magic. Travel safely, Oliver. Goodbye, Azel. This is the end of the Legends of the Astravia demo. Thank you so much for playing. If you really enjoyed the demo and are looking forward to the full game, you can show your support by sharing it with friends. Additionally, you can take a short survey to let us know how the experience was. Would you like to take it now? Not right now. Please feel free to share any feedback you have through the official Discord server or on Steam. We look forward to sharing more of Astravia. Enemies have all been reset and can be challenged again. Oh, interesting. Cool. So, let's see here. So we have equipment. Is there anything that we didn't really look at? Materials. This is something that, you know, wasn't really included in there. Key items, escape crystal. Can be used to escape battle. Okay. And then memories. Oh, yeah. That's just stuff there. Okay, so let's go back to the title screen here and discuss a little bit. So it was a very narrow look at the game, right? For the most part, we can kind of get a pretty solid overview, though, of what the game entails. It's going to be a bit of a Legend of Zelda traversal system with a more turn-based combat style. We got a very small look at the puzzle solving. Really just, essentially there were two puzzle types. There was the push block and there was the, we'll call it a jump puzzle. You know, that's kind of a pretty narrow puzzle, if I do say so. But obviously push puzzles have been standard in jrpgs for decades now. I do wish I saw a little bit more, you know, a little bit more when it comes to the puzzle solving of what they're going to do with puzzles. To be fair, so after reading a bit on the game on the Steam page, so this demo has been out for a little bit. The demo, I think, came out last summer, I think. Summer of 2024, I believe it was. The game has been in development, though, for like 6 years or something like that. I think it's like 2018. I might be wrong on that exact date. But it's been in development for a while. The plan, based on the most recent post from the dev, is that this year... So they don't want to put out a full like release date for it, but that this year it plans to come out in early access, whether it's 20% done or 80% done. Now, I'm going to be honest, that's a little bit of a scary sentiment. The fact that, you know, like, if the game's been in development for that long and they're like, yeah, we're going to come out in early access, I don't know what percentage is going to be done. And it's like, this is like 6 years. Now, I don't know if this is solo dev or this is if this is a team. As far as Studio Alemni goes, it does look like this is their first game on Steam. The combat system was, just before I jump on, just keep that in mind. So I'm not exactly sure kind of what the plans are, how far along this is. As far as the combat goes, it's interesting. I know that I've seen other games that have this kind of like real-time combat system. The difference is the ones that I've seen before this point. So we had like the progress bar was separated into two chunks, right? There was like what was it? It was like the beginning chunk and then the prep chunk. And in the games that I've seen before, once you hit that line, it kind of pauses the game and forces you to make a decision. So essentially, you know, trimming the game down to what is still a turn-based system with a bit of a real-time kind of, real-time, a little bit of a twist, but it's still kind of turn-based, right? With this, there's definitely a more real-time element to it. I wish I more fully understood that one tutorial that we did about defending. I feel like that might have... I feel like once that part of my brain opens up and I understand that more, it will further unlock combat. Because as far as a turn-based combat system goes, if you took out the real time, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. It does what it's supposed to do. You know, we couldn't go too deep into the whole essence system just because of, you know, how brief of a look we got into it. But it does remind me a bit of, oh Jesus, was it Golden Sun that did something like this, where you had shoot, to be fair, the only reference I have on it, I know Josh Strife Hayes in one of his videos wasn't any good. It was one of the old RPGs he did, where he was talking about there's like a whole elemental system, and based on how many, like once you get djinns, you have to get certain djinns, and then those djinns, like you can like, I think you can like fuse them together and get different class combinations and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. I don't recall if that was, maybe it wasn't Golden Sun, maybe it was something else. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Point is, someone out there is gonna know and answer that for me. I never played the game myself, but it kind of feels like that type of system. And so I'm assuming that that's going to be most of where your builds come from. I don't know. It didn't seem to me like there's going to be really classes, right? Because really we were just a guy with a sword, and then depending on what our essences were, that is going to kind of dictate what our class is. So that'll kind of be interesting to take a look at. But as far as like combat goes, really the only thing that we saw, at least as far as I interpreted from the game, is that spells just have a status to them. I know that it did say in game that some enemies are weak to certain spells, but I didn't see anything to indicate whether like a spell is strong against enemies. So I don't know if there's a type, you know, a type advantage system in this game. I didn't notice anything off playing. So if that is the case, then maybe it should be made a little bit more well known. You know, it's kind of one of those things where, kind of like the level up system, how, you know, I know I mentioned a couple times, so I'll just briefly touch on it here. You know, where that information wasn't shown to me as a player, I'm wondering if there's just other information that isn't shown. And I think that it's potentially an ideological thing between old school and new school games. New school games, look, they do tend to be not even necessarily hand-holdy, but they definitely present more information to you, as opposed to games that came out 20-30 years ago. There was a lot of information. Jesus, no, it's long. No, 20-30 years ago. Okay, Jesus. Potentially even longer than that. Where they just don't necessarily tell all the information to you, and you have to kind of gather that information as you go and kind of remember it. But it's kind of this, I suppose it's the same thing. And I know I go back to Pokemon a lot, but Pokemon is where like most of my gaming knowledge lies. You know, without guidebooks, because like back when the original, you know, Pokemon games came out on Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, you know, well, I mean, when I played Pokemon Blue, I played it the year it came out. I was probably like 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 when I first started playing it. And I know I didn't have access to the internet. I'll be honest, I don't even know when the internet was like really a big thing. I think third grade is for me when I like mostly remember going to the internet. But anyway, that aside, without like in the game, it doesn't necessarily tell you who has type advantage over who, so you kind of have to figure that stuff out unless you had the guidebook, which of course I did. Could I read most of it? No, that's probably where I learned how to read. I was too young though to actually remember most of the stuff, but I do remember I had Pokemon Blue and I had one of those lime green Game Boy Colors. But that information wasn't in the game. Now, to be fair, I don't even know if that information is in current Pokemon games, because the current ones kind of suck. They're full of bugs. But, you know, kind of along that line, you know, but to be fair, like, I didn't notice if there were any elements or anything tied to the enemies. So I'm not sure, because if there isn't that, like if there isn't type advantage, then I'm not necessarily sure what the strengths or weaknesses of elements are. Because, for example, you know, like we had stun and freeze on a couple of our abilities, and other than the cost of the spell, and I'm assuming the damage that comes from it, I didn't necessarily notice a difference in, well, to be fair, we didn't freeze. But you kind of get what I'm getting at. It's like, I don't know. I mean, the combat system was totally serviceable. Don't get me wrong. But I'm wondering if the real time just kind of takes away from some of the, for me, I think it takes away from some of the strategy and tries to push you more into a situation where maybe you don't necessarily make the best decision, but it just kind of like pushes you, it keeps pushing you forward, right? So I don't know, for me, where I get flustered, obviously you can pause the game, but I was getting a little bit confused in there with the whole defending, like when do I defend, when do I pop an attack? It took me a little bit to figure out that combat system. But one other thing that I found a little bit strange, a very, very small critique here. I don't know why there was a map where we punched in the camera, especially with a pixel art game. You know, if you're zoomed out, your brain can kind of fill in a lot of the pixels and you kind of get some detail from there. But as soon as you start like punching in a lot, like if you ever take some small pixel art and expand it on your computer screen like all the way, it doesn't really look like a thing anymore. It just looks like a block of pixels. So I'm not sure the decision there to punch in the camera, it kind of made me a little bit more aware that I was looking at a pixel game when that happened. But that's a very small critique. Just I don't see that a lot. So that was just kind of one of those things. And it's not like that map had a necessary reason to, unless the top left corner of that map just had nothing in it and they just didn't want to show a bunch of emptiness. But I digress. Anyway, that being all said, what do you guys think of Legends of Astravia? Let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, if you did like the video, leave a like on it, you know, let me know whether you liked it or not. Of course, you know, let me know if you like the game, but also let me know if you like this kind of stuff, you know, just going over some different demos and different new upcoming turn-based strategies, tactical strategy RPGs, all that kind of stuff. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ganyonz. I'll see you on the next one.